And welcome back to Morning Edition Special Treat here. I'm joined by Ben Hetzfield, who is the White Park Christian Church pastor. They've been performing a live nativity scene for 30 years, and it has a 10-minute drive-through nativity scene. You can kind of see some of the images right behind us here. It's going to make its return tomorrow evening, and there will be progression of several scenes associated with the birth of Christ and a modern family scene tying into the current day. So Ben, first question for you.
Yeah.
30 years, what do you remember the origin story, why you guys kind of even started doing this, and what do people get out of it?
Yeah, so back in 1991, we had Tom and Susie Alderson had an idea just to have a simple, it was like a 1 or 2 scene drive-through nativity. And through the 30 years, scenes have been added, narration has been added, and it's become such a tradition that Christmas at Wyatt Park without this nativity just doesn't feel like Christmas.
Yeah, it's one of those traditions you get used to. I've heard people talking about this all week long. We actually have I have a coworker here, Chris Schmitter, who's going to be an angel in that display.
Yes.
But so tell me through. So it's 10 minutes. It's more than just the one that everybody thinks of, which is in I've heard people actually say it's a cave before.
Yeah.
It's a barn. But besides that, there's different scenes besides just that.
Absolutely. So it goes back all the way to the prophets announcing the coming birth of the Messiah. You'll see there's a temple scene. You have the shepherds and the sheep, and of course then you have the modern family scene at the very end. So it's more than just the nativity scene, and it tells really the whole story for those who want to have some background.
And I wonder, I'm kind of curious if you don't have even some director ability, like you're like who's a top director out there, but you just like, all right, here's your motivation. I need you to pull this scene for me today.
Absolutely, yeah. So before we start the scene, we'll go out there and pray with the group and kind of get them in the frame of mind. Main thing is we want people to come and feel encouraged by. We believe it's a message of joy for everybody.
Yeah.
And so we want people to keep that in mind as they're going out there. Of course, they don't have to say any words. They can just kind of stand there and interact with one another, and it's just for those of us that are doing it, it's a great time for us to get to know one another and fellowship and just enjoy what this season does. It just brings us all together.
Yeah, and something kind of cool, I remember hearing about this earlier this week. We've actually done a story on this. I think Alex Simone did that one. But where you can actually, so you go to their website and you can get like a 10-minute little recording. So when you're in your car,
Yeah.
you're not only experiencing outside, but you're kind of putting the atmosphere inside your car.
Absolutely, yes. So you just go to the website, you push the Tableau narration, and then it takes you from start to finish. It used to be where people would show up and you would get a CD to put in your car, and of course there's less cars that have CD players now. We still will have a few, because there may be somebody who doesn't have a smartphone who can do that. So anyways,
Sure.
we'll be ready to go for whoever shows up.
You got to get that Bluetooth on your phone. That is it's kind of cool.
It is.
30 years how
Yes.
you guys have advanced and kind of gone through the tech. Last
Absolutely.
year you couldn't do this. Did you have people, and obviously the decision was because you wanted to protect your
For sure.
your congregation, people out there in the community.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm sure they must have been bummed. And this
They
year they're just like, let's
Yeah,
go.
just ready to go. We weren't sure if we'd be able to make it happen again because it takes so many people. And we thought this was something that may be on the back end of its life cycle. And when we asked who wants to be involved, who wants to be a part of this, we had an overwhelming response. And so the volunteers just give so much time. And it goes back months of kind of planning and preparation. And then we just did set up last week, and then even tomorrow, leading up to the first drive-through, we're just going to be putting everything in place, and so it's exciting, and everybody's bought in 100%.
And if you're curious, their address 2623 Mitchell Avenue. It's going to be tomorrow night and then Saturday. Ben, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Really appreciate
Absolutely.
coming by.
You
Make
bet.
sure if you can, get out there and see this return. All right, we'll be right back with your final look at your forecast with Hannah Page.